Cherie Blair is reported to have made unprecedented remarks against the Queen's holiday home Balmoral Castle during her first year at number 10 in 1997. According to journalist Paul Scott, in his book Tony and Cherie, A Special Relationship, Cherie Blair is reported to have branded the Queen's Balmoral estate horrible.
Mr. Scott claims in his 2006 book that Tony Blair's wife hated being woken at 6 a.m. every morning by the sound of bagpipes and loathed the unofficial dress code which required her to wear a skirt.
Revealed how Tony Blair looked to the Queen to keep his secrets, how Cherie Blair was accused of trying to replace Princess Diana. Mrs Blair is also said to have suffered an allergic reaction to all the stuffed animals in the royal home, and sources in the book allege that she could not stand the Queen's pet corgi dogs.
One insider is quoted as saying, "Cherie absolutely despises the creatures. She thinks it is disgusting that they hang around her feet at mealtimes."
She also said it was bizarre that, when they yap, a footman would have to escort them outside, wait for them, while they went to the toilet, and scoop up what they left behind.
Mr. Scott claims Cherie's aversion to Balmoral is not only psychological, but physical as well, because she is utterly allergic to the castle.
The biographer claims friends of Mrs Blair say she has such an allergy to the fur and feathers of the stuffed animals and numerous hunting trophies that adorn its walls.
Mr. Scott claims a source told him every time she walks into the place her eyes bulge, go red and begin to water.
She comes out in red blotches and her nose runs constantly. By the time she leaves, she has lost her voice completely.
It is pure torture for her. Mr. Scott explains that the whole castle is packed to the gunwales with stag heads, stuffed foxes and rabbits.
The book also reveals how, on one particular night, in Balmoral Castle for Mrs Blair, it had not been the most comfortable of nights.
According to Mr. Scott, the room was cold and damp and the ancient plumbing in the bathroom clunked and groaned in irregular and alarming spasms.
Mrs Blair had lain awake in terror of a large and ugly statue at the foot of her bed, which, in her sleep-deprived state, had taken a ghoulish menace.
Cherie Blair was often accused of snubbing the royal family or behaving inappropriately around them.
However, her 1999 autobiography Speaking for Myself reveals that, although she found the Queen easy to talk to, she struggled to connect with the rest of the family.
Mrs. Blair wrote, "While the Queen is very approachable, I can't say the same about Princess Anne."
Mrs Blair claimed, at one point in that first year of moving into number 10, Princess Anne came over and said something that included Mrs Blair. "Oh, please call me Cherie," I said. "I'd rather not," she replied. "It's not the way I've been brought up." "What a shame," I said. Mr Scott notes that her relationship with the princess went rapidly downhill and never recovered after that incident.